everyone, Holly and Maya here from Story Imprinting. I'm here with Anne-Marie Hoftailing, my fabulous co-founder. Hello, Anne-Marie.
Hello, my dear. How are you today?
I'm doing great, loving the outfit, looking great as usual. We should just host style chats on here and I could interview you
We
about
can do that too. Why not?
that. I love it. At Story Imprinting, we teach great companies and great people the art and science of storytelling. And if you were here, it's because you're interested in professional and personal development. Good news, we have tons of videos all across the channel on a variety of topics. Just spend some time looking around. And if you like what you see, drop us a like and a comment. That means a lot to us and also to the YouTube gods. Praying to the YouTube gods. So Anne-Marie, I wanted to talk to you today about executive presence, which is one of our favorite topics. We come at executive presence from a very different lens than most of what's out there. If you Google executive presence, you'll see a lot about a firm handshake. You'll see a lot about physical manifestations of presence, and you don't see a lot about anything that's deeper than that. As you know, Anne-Marie, I had a call with a prospective client this week, and I was telling him all about the trainings that we do. And I mentioned executive presence and the fact that we began delivering this training in 2020. And we've really, frankly, been blown away, right, by the response. People are really, really intrigued by it. And if they experience it, they then want to bring it to organizations that they're part of, trade associations, things like that. I've been personally, I know it's great content because we put it together, but but I also
for ourselves.
Mm-hmm. But every time I have a call like that and someone's really intrigued by it, it just always, piques something in my brain. And I was telling this to the client. I said, people just love it. And he said, why do you think that is? And so that's my question for you. Why do you think people are so engrossed by this topic right now at this particular moment in time?
I think some of it is that we've really honed in on this thing that people have sort of believed to be true all along, which is executive presence in its former modality and form is a little bit of bullshit.
Mm-hmm, right.
It's not about a thing you put on, but about a thing you tap into internally and express out. And when I think of how we approach this, that really is to me the sort of key. And, for the most part, executive presence in its sort of traditional form excludes almost everyone, like almost everyone, including most men.
Right.
It's a very, very narrow group of people because it was defined in this really old-fashioned term. And I think the reason in terms of now, it's because I think a lot of that has been pulled away with video conferencing and the sort of pulling back all of the sort of layers of manufactured professionalism,
Right.
which is this polished sort of veneer. I think we are starving and demanding authenticity. And that is a radically different view of what executive presence means. And the old modality will not get you there.
And I would also say, I agree 100% with that. I would also say that we're seeing leadership of these companies that we work with who buy into this idea, like they are with us on this. And I think that's a big shift too. As you know, I've, sort of been in the law firm world for a long time, and 11, 12 years ago when I was practicing, I don't know that this idea of sort of reimagining executive presence, reimagining how you deliver feedback and respond to feedback would have been met with the same vigor that it has been now, or that it is now. And I think that's incredibly encouraging. And I don't know, I feel like the pandemic has really accelerated that in some way. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think this in its current form would have been received the same way 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I think this is a shift. And again, I do also think it's demanded, it's sort of tied to this idea of authentic leadership, this idea about truth telling, open communication, the way you sort of make contact. And I think that that is radically different than what we've seen in the past. And I think for the most part, it is more inclusive, it is more thoughtful, and it is filled with more humanity, which is what we're all about.
Totally. If you like this, if you don't like this. If you have thoughts on this, drop them. Just, type them out under the video. We want to hear from you. You can also email each of us. All of our contact information is on our website, storyandprinting.com. Follow us on LinkedIn because we each have several pieces about executive presence there, and as well as a host of other great content. And if there's something that we haven't addressed in these videos that you are interested in or that has piqued your interest, let us know. I mean, when we record these every week, we think, what do the people want, right? And a lot of the times we're just getting feedback from folks about what's what they've come up against and what's interesting to them. So do not be a stranger. Have a wonderful and safe weekend, and we will see you all later.
Bye.
Bye.